This
Okay.
conference will now be recorded.
Okay, now we're ready.
Again, good morning, everybody. We are about to begin our commission meeting. Do we have any volunteers on the prayer? If not, then I'll do it. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you again for bringing us together to do the kind of business. And we ask you to help all the ones that are in need of your prayer for sickness and in death. We ask you, Lord, that do all the things, Lord, that make everything good. We thank you for these blessings and many others. Amen.
Amen.
Let's all stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Okay, we have a proposed agenda before you. What's the pleasure of the board?
Okay, I'd like to add a short executive session for personnel matter and potential litigation.
Okay. Dave, anything?
No, sir.
Tim?
No, sir.
Tony?
That's Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the agenda.
I second.
It has been motion and second. All in favor by the show of hands? And that is unanimous. Okay. The old minutes were mayor, the email, and mine were mayor to me. What's the pleasure of the board?
I so move. Accept the
Second.
Okay, motion and second. All in favor by the show of hands? Okay. All right, Mr. Steve, it's
Okay, all right. We're going to invite Bill Starr and Claude Hardy there with the County Extension Service. Y'all come on up. Anybody else coming with y'all? Just y'all.
Just us.
Okay. Y'all come on up. Good morning.
Good morning. First of all, let me tell you how much I really appreciate the opportunity to be here in Dooley County. I've enjoyed it so far. Been really busy in our office. Been trying to do some production meetings and got another one next week. But the real reason I came today is to recognize Quad. I want y'all to be aware of something. Quad was actually nominated for a national award. It's National After School Association. And Quad has been recognized by this national organization. He'll actually be eligible to attend a conference that they have in March. And so we got a Dooley County person that has been recognized on a national basis. And what they really look at are youth organizations that have quality programs and that result in, really good positive outcomes. And I believe Quad has done that. And I'm really happy to tell y'all that he's been recognized nationally, and I think it really shines brightly for Dooley County and the 4-H program that Quad has. And I'm gonna let him tell y'all about a couple of things. We just had a competition last weekend, and I'm gonna let Quad kind of tell y'all some of those outcomes.
All right, good morning. Again, we thank y'all for everything that y'all do for us. Last weekend, we took 8 kids to junior, senior DPA at Rock Eagle. We were competing against 40 other counties in our district. We had 3 kids to run for a junior, senior board. Basically, they have to get out and campaign. It has been, Dooley County now have 2 kids that will be representing us 2023 to 2024. One will serve on the middle school board representing 40 other counties on the middle school level, and we have one that'll be on the high school level. He'll be representing 40 counties on the high school level. So it's been about 20 years since Dooley County has had any kid that represents on this board. We took 8 kids. We came up with 5 medals last week. So I'm very impressed and proud of those kids.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Who were the kids?
Caleb Green will be representing on the high school level on the board, and Isaiah Ingram will be representing on the middle school level. Yes, sir.
And you're right. It's been a while.
Yes, sir.
It's been a while. I can remember when.
It's been Albie Coase was the last one that actually served
Right,
on
that's
this
right.
board, so it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been. I can remember them had made a big thing about going out there before the Rock Eagle.
Yes, sir.
But I wanted to make y'all aware of that, and Quad will be recognized at the conference. It'll be in Orlando, and that'll be in March. I just wanted y'all to be aware of this if you haven't already seen or heard. If you haven't, there'll actually be a magazine article coming out about Quad sometime in March. I think it's a great honor, and I think it says a lot about the program here and what Quad is.
I want to get them while they're cheap.
Well, I think we knew Quad was doing an excellent job already. I'm just glad other folks are recognizing that he's doing such a good job.
Yeah, I was really proud to see it, and I just want to make sure that he was recognized, and the local folks know that he's been recognized nationally, which I think is outstanding.
Absolutely.
Especially put Dooley County on the map over there.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Get all the positive stuff that we can get.
That's right.
When they get ready for summer camp out there where my office is, it was around the corner from his, they all out, where's Quad? Where's Quad? Where's Quad? Where's Quad? And so they're all excited and they get there early.
Yep, and we actually got camp sign on next Thursday. So there'll be a lot of people out there.
I won't be there.
That's it.
But thank y'all, yes,
Thank
sir.
y'all for coming.
Well,
Thank y'all, appreciate what y'all do.
I'm trying to think of that lady name that used to be a representative, one of the teachers. Was it Ms. Hall? She worked up there at Rock Eagle. I can't remember. She's from Fitzgerald. Worked up there.
That be Miss Hall.
The head beam is on. That's the only one that you people.
Yeah.
And she was that,
Homemade.
Yeah, the homemade
Something
teacher.
wrong.
Yeah, she was real heavy up there at Rock Eagle.
Oh, okay.
I remember Miss Coes used to drive the bus, took us to 4-H camp. I think Elizabeth, we went to 4-H camp up there. Miss Coes' thing always was when the hands go up, the mouth goes shut. She'd be coming around the mountain, coming into that thing, and everybody was hollering because we were excited. She said, when the hands go, and everybody just started hollering, screaming because she let go of the wheel of the bus.
Well, let me ask you this. Did she ever let her hands up for herself?
Huh?
Or she loved to talk?
Yeah, no, this is just for the kids.
That's what it was, dude.
That guy was named Joe something, I remember. But he was like national, something else, wasn't it? Remember
Joe
Joe?
Butt.
Yeah, Joe Butt. That was
Yeah,
him.
Joe
Now,
Butt.
that was a
Oh,
star
yeah.
cat.
Oh,
that-
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
seen him
yeah.
all
Man,
around
I took it
the
with
state and all.
exactly.
Yeah, he was real star.
I forgot about him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe Butt.
All right, item number 2, y'all have a copy of the financial report for the month of January. Take it, look at it. Got any questions? We'll try to answer them for you.
One question on, like, I see a lot of expenses, credit card wise, Amazon and Home Depot and stuff. Do we pay sales tax on all that?
No,
We get exempt on everybody's got it plugged in to where we're not having to pay sales tax
Yes.
on that?
for the most part, as far as I understand, everybody has.
Okay.
Okay. Item number 3, we got 2 vacancies, still have 2 vacancies on the Board of Health.
I've got one if, Mr. Tony would be in your district, but
That's fine.
Lauren Spate, she's a registered, she's a nurse practitioner working currently in Hawkinsville, but she lives in Unadilla. She's willing to serve.
What's her name?
Lauren Spate,
Is that great one?
that's Greg's wife.
Good. It should be good.
Just looking now, position 3, they say should be a consumer or an advocate for consumers of health services. And position 4 should be a consumer who will represent the needy, underprivileged, or elderly communities. So which position you want to nominate her for?
I would probably say 3.
3?
It would be harder to find, yeah.
Okay, so that's a motion. I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
I'm
Or
not-
since-
I won't be involved in it.
since you're-
But I'll
Yeah,
just,
kind of related, you're going to stay out of it, but
Right.
Oh, I
I
make a
so-
motion. Oh, go ahead, Tim.
I so move.
I second.
Okay, it's been motion and second. Now, but we got to have a different person for 4.
then we need another person,
Mm.
then another individual for this field position 4.
Okay. Well, all in favor by the show of hand. Okay, that is,
And you
right,
abstain.
one abstention. Okay.
Had to bait up the spades.
Okay,
But Ms. Steve, before we move on now, when we gonna go back and do 4? Ain't nobody got no,
I don't have anybody else.
They hard to find.
yeah. Okay.
I know it's important we get that done because I was talking to Becky Tidings, and she said that they may have had to call around to get a quorum by phone to have a meeting.
When I was at the rec board last night, they had to do the same. Had to have somebody on the phone just as a placeholder.
Now, do we want to put a notice in the paper? And, that's, I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying we'll leave it on the agenda and try to find it. Y'all try to find
I
somebody.
don't know the best person. I mean, I think when you think of Board of Health, you think of somebody medical, but
Well, this is specifically a consumer that can represent the elderly.
They don't have to have no medical background.
yeah, right.
And then I want to ask, since this seemed to be the new norm, like, take for instance, is Eugene not here? And he can listen in at home, to the meeting. Can he vote from home?
I believe there's a certain number of times you can vote without it being a problem, but if you're going to do it continuously, it is a problem. I think it's maybe one or two, but I've got to go back and look. They relaxed. We had that in place, and then COVID came and they relaxed everything, and now we're back to whatever it was. So go back to look. But what they don't want is someone who would be not ever attending a meeting because it is a public meeting.
I know I didn't vote when I was on vacation. I listened and participated, but I didn't.
Mhm.
Wasn't needed. Y'all had a quorum.
Yeah, because I was just curious. Like you said, y'all had to call around at the rec board and all that kind of stuff. And,
Well, and on that again, I'm sure he'll bring it, but the quorum, the hard part is you get the same ones coming every time. If you reduce the number of seats, the quorum will be a lot easier to, you got 10 members on that board, so you got to have 6 in attendance.
Right.
So that's tough.
And that board's completely set by you, whereas some of these others you can't, on the Board of Health, I don't think you can reduce it.
No,
Some of those are set by statute, and so, but the rec board is set by local. And I think the initial thought on that was to get as many people in as possible, maybe 2 from each district kind of thing, and have a working board. Well, that's always a good notion to begin with.
yeah, right now that good notion ain't working out too good. But
Would that be a public service announcement, like for free, or would we have to pay if we ran in the paper
about the
like this? Steve was saying something about it.
uh-huh.
Would we have to pay?
I don't know.
Yes,
We would.
you're right.
we got a budget for ads.
It's like $80-some a week now.
Well, going back to the rec board, what do we? Now we already don't talk about this now. We just didn't do nothing about it. Yeah, we talked about
I said if you don't even serve in 6 months, they don't need to be on the whole year. You know, come up with a certain amount of number, or how many months a year they can miss.
But I'm talking about about the number actually being on there so they can have a quorum. If 6 on the coming, I mean, would that mean you got a faith for 6? Then if you reduce it down to 5, like, have 1 representative from each. Yeah. So I know
5 in a back of
5 of us there last night, and then they got 1 on the phone.
probably can tell you the 5 that was there.
It's a 9-member board, so 5 would be a quorum.
Well, it's 9 instead of 10.
Well, we had 4 there. We got 1 on the phone, and then 1 walked in late.
Okay. I guess it's something to think about. We see what we might want to do in the future about it.
Because there's 1 on there, y'all kept saying never comes.
If Michael Daniels ever been there? Ever? No, he never.
He be calling game referee, he ain't got time to come back.
And not, we had changed it up. But he out of mind.
I know Tammy was there. I know her. And the other one was Audrey.
Was she there?
I think so.
Real tall, bright skin.
Skinny, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
She was wearing, she was wearing a mask.
Oh, yeah, she keep that on.
Okay, that was her. So those two were there.
On the, yeah.
Steve, me, and John, and then I don't know who they had on the phone. I think Crystal they had on the phone.
Yeah, she just got on there.
She was working though. Maybe she, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sure he'll bring it up because he had
Do you
stuff
want
he
them to
wanted.
call, or you gonna call Mr. Dan and ask him?
But I don't know it. I don't know. Yeah, I try to get hold of
Because he
him.
ain't been, I don't think
Yeah,
he's been in
he need
years.
to. I need to ask. I ask him.
Then if you wanna get somebody else, you can, but if not, that'll be, take it to 8.
And get one more ain't been coming, take it to leave it at 7. Better than that.
Yeah, if I call him, he gonna think, say, man, you want to talk about that 100, don't you? The 100 yard.
Oh, that was been a good race.
What's he say?
Oh,
Okay, Mr. Steve.
All right. I hadn't had a chance to look at there's some paperwork we got to file by the end of March or so. I mean, April, so we got a little time. So I'll try to get with Bert on that. We'll skip that for now. Leave it on. Pre-disaster mitigation. Kenny, you want to come up?
Good morning, gentlemen.
good morning.
Morning.
The pre-disaster mitigation plan is a plan that's required by the federal government that keeps us eligible for federal funds in case of disaster. What this plan does is it identifies hazards that are potential for Dooley County, such as tornadoes, floods, that sort of thing, because we know they've happened here before and they happen here on a recurring basis. This plan addresses those, it identifies those, it kind of outlines things that we have done about them, things that we are doing about them, and things that we're going to do about them. This has been several years in the making. This renewed or updated every 4 years. This one, when it's adopted, will be good from now until 2027. This process to update it will begin prior to its expiration date. And this year we're running behind, this term we are running behind because of COVID interruptions and people not being able to meet, because this is a comprehensive plan that every city in the county, including representatives from the county, has had input in. It has been reviewed by the state. GEMA has put their blessings on it. It has been sent to the feds for their review. Mr. Gerald Mixon has been working on this as he has with us in the past, and they have recommended that we go ahead and adopt this final draft. And so that is our purpose here today. Is anybody got any questions?
And what Mr. Gerald Mixon with the River Valley Regional Commission, he's drafted this resolution for y'all to adopt. The short version of this story, this keeps us eligible for federal disaster funds.
Right.
We hope we never have to need them, but at least this keeps us eligible if there ever is a declaration of disaster declared. So.
And a couple of things that's identified in here, like tornadoes. Mitigation is anything that you do to prevent or lessen damage from some sort of hazard. And tornadoes, for instance, it's mentioned in here that we've got Code Red in place. That's an ongoing project. We've got our warning sirens in place. That's an ongoing project. There may be a mention in here, I think, that, in the future, we might want to look at adding more outdoor warning sirens, or we might want to try to enhance our warning capabilities to the next level. But Another example is like, we know we have flooding in and around the Flint River area down there, some of those homes. Well, one of the things that we have done to mitigate that is that we do have a flood damage prevention ordinance in place, and we do enforce that on a daily basis. When people are building down there, they have to build to that code so that if there is a flood down there, they won't be as much flood damage as there was prior to us having that plan in place. So that's kind of what this plan addresses, is those type of issues.
Yeah, we need, especially this time of the year. Boy, it's all the time, that time of the year to start getting it on, that weather up there. So we definitely need it. So we need a motion.
Yes, sir.
I make a motion, we adopt this pre-disaster mitigation plan for 2023 to 2027.
I second.
It has been motion and second. All in favor by the show of hand? Okay, that motion carried. All right.
I'll get your signature at the end of the meeting on that document.
And just sort of a side note, some of you may already be aware, but Mr. Gerald Mixon has worked with us for a long period of time, and he's worked with me on plans like this. This is basically the third update that we've done, so this goes back 12, 15 years. But his retirement is tomorrow, and I think he's been with River Valley for, I think, 46 years.
Yes, sir.
And that's a long time for anybody to be anywhere. But he has served this county well, and I just wanted to mention that. Thank you.
Thank you.
They're losing a lot of good ones over there.
Yeah.
Sarah Wall, she retired a few months ago, and now Gerald.
I think she had 50 years in.
Yeah, she did. She beat him. I saw his 46, and I went back and looked at her announcement. She was 50.
Well, Steve, we need to do a proclamation, anything for him?
I'll try to get one up next meeting. I didn't think about it. It's been kind of hectic. Item number 6, New Cut Road. I believe this is in Chairman Barron's district. I believe you may have actually rode out there and looked at that situation on New Cut Road. I'll try to give you a brief as I understand it. Okay. This is State Route 230 coming into Barnville from Unadilla. And when you get to, it's Lester Street for a short distance. And then when you get to the city limits, it becomes New Cut Road out in the county. And this is the parcel we're talking about. I'm going to blow it up some so you can't really see a whole lot of detail. It's a dirt road. And Mr. Richter owns this parcel here. He's got a shop building back here. And his driveway comes through here, something kind of like that. Well, there's I would call it a wet weather creek. It's not a creek that runs on water all the time, I don't believe, Mr. David. But in the wintertime, it can be kind of wet through there. Well, Mr. Richter's having an issue with a section of his driveway here. All this is I would kind of consider wet. It ain't official wetland, but kind of swampy when in the wet time of the year. And there's probably times of year you could walk through there and not even get a drop of mud on your boots. I'm guessing, I don't know that. But right now in the wet time, he has trouble with water coming over his driveway and washing his driveway out. Well, he said he knew he couldn't ask the county to come do work on his driveway. So he's proposing he'd like to deed the county about an acre right here. Then the county could come, improve that section of road since it be county property.
Who owned the lot beside it?
This here?
Yes, sir. That one.
Robert Harshman,
Did it say where they were from?
Canton, Georgia.
But what's the fix? What's the fix? Put a pipe in?
That's what I'm saying.
He has a pipe there now. I think the fix is fix would probably be to put in an additional pipe and build that section of road up with some additional dirt.
You need a bridge down there.
But now okay, in the county for driveways, we'll lay the pipe. He buys the pipe.
We lay the pipe on the county right away.
This is further up in.
So he's wanting to deed the county a little acre right there.
Sorry.
You already got a big pipe down there that Terry put in, a real big old pipe. But it solved a problem for then. But you know how water is, it got a mind of its own. Then after he put that pipe in, well then the water side, it wanted to go back up a little bit further and go across the road. That's why I say you need a bridge down there, and it just ate out back there, and then it ate out around the pipe too.
Because we can't make it go on nobody else.
No, and see, right. Is that the case? The people out there, what we talked about in the last meeting, terms, they probably want to deed some out too. So what?
I think the short version is, would that be in the public good?
No.
We're trying to give roads back to people. We don't want any more.
He asked me to present that to y'all, and that's what I'm doing.
So start there. Somebody else gonna want to dig another part of their driveway for you to come up in there. They're gonna keep going.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
this falls under gratuities and gifts, and there's two different concepts in the law. One is when someone wants to gift you property, you have to accept it, and you have to accept it based on whether or not it's in the public good to do so, and whether or not there's some quid pro quo to doing it, and is there a need for it before they offer it to you, just like any business or any other organization would do. And so you've got to be very careful about accepting those things. And so the other part of that is, if in so accepting those, it would result in a gratuity, which is a benefit to someone else, that violates the Georgia Constitution. And what you're doing here is the only person who's going to use that driveway is him. I haven't heard that the school bus is going to turn around in it, not that would make a difference. But I mean, I haven't heard any other possible public use for it other than I got a pipe one time and I need it fixed again.
And deed us the whole land and we could make it a park, the whole lot, and then we'd fix it for public.
Anyway, all right. So so we're not okay. We'll move on then.
He should be able to cut his own road.
Is that near the space?
Yeah, but he actually got a road. That road been there forever.
We don't have anything.
I can tell you that. I know that road.
That's a long road. I ride on it sometime.
Yeah, I'm talking about that path. He go back up in there, back up there behind the woods and all that.
You talking about yellow flies?
Oh yeah. Yeah, this something terrible. I know the guy that owned McKenzie that owned the land down a little bit far from.
Okay, item number 7 on the Middle Flint Behavioral Health Care Community Service Board. We discussed this briefly last meeting. Andrew Felton has expressed a desire, is willing to serve on this board. There was a question, could he serve on this board and be an elected official? I contacted representative with the Middle Flint Behavioral Health Care Community Service Board, and they are required by the state to have a certain percentage of elected officials on their board, so that is not a problem with them at all. So, but it's up to the county commissioners to appoint members to serve on this board. So,
who all on that board?
From Dooley County, all I can tell you is from Dooley County, and let's see here. Let's go back to our website. Go back to county directory and go down to board appointments. Middle Flint Behavioral Health Care Community Service Board. Right now, we're eligible to have 2 representatives. Miss Betty Lamb is currently serving, and our other position has been vacant for several years.
Is she not asked to come off this one?
No, she's not asked to come off this one yet.
We on the board.
We have wrong too.
We got
Who district is that? That's your district?
What?
Where he live at, Andrew?
That's that address.
We on the board.
I don't know how to answer that. That's that address. I don't know. I don't have anybody else knocking on the door to be on that, but I have no dog in that fight.
I don't know. Whatever y'all, I mean, everybody, I think everybody know what's going on, but, you know, so it's on.
Oh, we can go by what Bo.
How long's this term?
4 years. Oh, man.
No, this term would expire in June of this year.
That's my understanding, and then I forget how many years they serve. I can't remember whether it's 3 or 4 year terms.
And what does this board do?
I don't know a whole lot about it.
The agency?
The Middle Flint region consists of Crawford County, Chris County, Dooley, Houston, Macon, Marion, Peach, Sly, Sumter, Taylor, and Webster counties.
Oh, well, Peach County. That fits.
Going to the country, eating a lot of peaches.
What did he ask you? Who did he ask?
He came down here and to let me know he had been approached by another member from another county that serves on that board. Would he be willing to serve? And he said yes. So that's when they directed him to here to y'all too, because y'all appoint the members that represent Dooley County on that board, and we have 2 seats we can appoint members to.
I wouldn't get too much in the psychology of the mental health board.
Well,
Hearing no motion, is it fair enough to move on, or?
I think that might, since nobody said anything, that might be the best thing for right now.
Yeah. All right, item number 8, Representative Patty Bentley has prepared the legislation to amend the boundaries of the voting districts for the Board of Commissioners and Board of Education. So that process is working through this year's General Assembly. So that's all I have. And once the House of Representatives approves it, then Senator Walker will see that it goes through the state Senate process as well. So
What's the time frame on Steve?
I don't have a time frame.
It'll get through this year. It'll get through session.
It
Yeah.
should. That's expected. Item number 9, just for information, the next EDC Board of Directors meeting is scheduled for 12 noon on next Thursday at the Business Development Center. You got anything else to say about that, Scotty?
I'm gonna change the location. Brandon got the air conditioning fixed in the industrial room at the EDC building.
Okay.
So I'm gonna change the location to my office, the EDC building. Because the room we're gonna meet in is one of the things I was going to talk about, so it would work out better if we could come.
And you'll send out a text reminder to everybody next week?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have to mail mine. Yeah, that's the thing with the blue with the little 3 dots on it. Yeah, I might get
There
that.
will be a meal, right?
I don't get the other.
He's coming there.
Okay, item number 10, the next meeting of the Middle Georgia Regional Solid Waste Management Authority is scheduled for 6 p.m. Somebody forgot to put the date on the notice there. That's this evening.
That's the day.
That's the day.
I'm glad you reminded me.
You better pick you up.
At the
Phone call.
phone call.
Did they serve a meal?
5:30.
Did they serve a
No,
meal?
no. It's a cheap authority.
But now they open for business,
That
right?
is so trashy.
6 o'clock.
We don't.
They're taking all kind of trash.
Out of you.
To the best of my knowledge, as far as I know, the facility is open.
Okay, but I'm saying they take all kind
Yes.
of,
Well, not no hazardous waste.
no, I ain't talking.
But yeah,
I ain't got more left on that, so it's right there. Uh-oh.
moving right along. Okay, I haven't had time to get my act together on the salary study, so let me keep that on the agenda for the next meeting. Public Works Director Rodney Hare reports there's a major issue with a drainage structure located on Jalapa Road between State Route 230 and Poplar Spring Road. The existing structure consists of two 60-inch metal pipes that are probably 25 to 30 years old, and the bottoms of them are just completely rotted out. So this road will be closed until repairs can be completed. Had a brief meeting with Mr. Hare and our engineer Lance Woods, and Lance says, in his opinion, we have three options: putting a box culvert back there, putting back concrete pipe there, or consider putting plastic pipe there. He said he would not even recommend going back with metal pipe. None of y'all were here 30 years ago, or maybe a little longer, when the county first started getting SPLOST money. Initially, the SPLOST was 100% of it went to the county for road, streets, and bridge purposes. So the county really got active paving roads. And about that time, they come out, the metal pipe industry came out with what they called asphalt coated metal pipe. Guaranteed that they'd last 50 years. So that's what the county put in all these roads we were paving, and they ain't gonna last no 50 years.
They out of business, man.
No, they still selling metal pipe. People are still buying metal pipe. But yes, it saved the money. It saved the county some money 30 years ago, but it's going to cost the county way more money now to go back and replace these things. But anyway, that's the cards we've been dealt, so we got to deal with it. We probably need to try to contact DOT and see if we can get some special LMIG funding to help with this project, because this is going to be expensive.
Why is it so expensive, just replacing pipe? Or is it just not? I don't know what this looks like. Is it not?
Well, I mean, I can show you the location, but I don't have any real, well, I don't think I have any real
pictures, but I just want to see the location too.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right.
To show you, it must be big pipe.
60-inch pipe.
That's 5 foot.
That's 5 foot. You can almost walk through. That's the reason it's going to be so expensive.
Is this a creek?
Hold on a second here. And just another. You go to our, we have a section on our website that we list all the temporary road closings out there. That's under public notices. In the very first line there, click here for information about road closures in Dooley County. Get that? So we currently have 4 roads that are currently closed. Finley Road, that's because of the I-75 overpass replacement project. Indian Boundary Road is that's just a temporary repair from this last heavy rains. Jalapa Road and Spring Hill Road, which is the paved road out there that the pavement is disintegrating and we don't know what to do about it. So, but to get the Jalapa Road, that shows you where it's at. This is Highway 230 coming into Byronville. And this is Dooley. Jalapa Road cuts over from Highway 230 through Doolin back out to Highway 90.
Does anybody live on that road?
So that's the actual section right there. Yes. Yeah, there's several really. But they all have paved road access. This is a paved road, so they got paved road access out to Highway 230, and they got paved road access out to Poplar Springs Road, or even all the way over to 90. So it's going to be an inconvenience, but it ain't going to be no major inconvenience. But we got to, we got to decide. We're trying to see if we can get some financial assistance from DOT, and then naturally back to the engineer's recommendation. His first recommendation is the box culvert, which is going to be the most expensive, but it would be concrete pipe, not as expensive, Just don't know the availability of any of these right now. So we've got a lot of checking in. Concrete pipe, we would have to rent a larger back excavator than what we've got because our excavator won't handle anything over a 48-inch concrete pipe just due to the weight of it. But we could rent, we'd have to rent a bigger excavator for a month and then pay for the pipe. Or you could go plastic pipe, don't know about the availability. The only concern about a plastic pipe is if you have a fire get loose on the right of way, the plastic pipe can burn up. So anyway, engineers working and Rodney's working together to try to get up some proposals for y'all.
With those pipes we got up there at the county, what size are those?
Probably the biggest we have concrete pipe is 48 inch. Because that's the biggest we can install with our current equipment.
But now how wide they gotta be? How much? I'm trying to say, can you put two of them back to back? Or even if you had to separate them?
Well,
so we already got them already up there. And
well, you'd have to put in probably, I don't know how many lines of 48 inch. I'm guessing you'd have to, right now there's 2 lines of 60-inch pipe.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the engineer said, and Ronnie said, as far as he knows, until these pipe failed, the 60-inch pipe, we're handling the water.
Mm-hmm.
What happened when and this happens frequently around the county on metal pipe, when the bottom rusts out and you get a big rain and a pile of water coming there, it just collapses they kind of fold over, which restricts the flow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what usually causes the water to back up and eventually come over the road. Whereas if the pipe stayed open, it never would have come over the road. So if I had to guess, it'd take probably 4 to 5 lines of 48-inch pipe.
Okay, now I'm trying to compare the cost.
That's something the engineers are working on.
Right, compare that to the box cover, because I wouldn't want to, personally speaking, I wouldn't want to go back with no plastic, but and then no metal pipe either.
No.
Yeah, and the concrete, that box cover, I'm trying to think what they put on out there by where I live. They did something down there 5 or 6 years ago. What kind of pipe was that they put in down there?
I had to check back with Ronnie, but I think that might have been some aluminum pipe.
Oh.
That does last much longer than regular metal.
Mm-hmm.
And how much longer, we don't know.
Okay.
And I'm just letting y'all know this road's going to be closed for a little while. And once we make contact with DOT, we may ask y'all if y'all contact a representative or a state senator to try to help.
Who's our DOT man now?
On the board, Johnny Forward's term ends in 2 months. So
who picks those?
The governor, I believe. So, all right, we'll move on.
But you're gonna keep us.
Yes, I'll keep y'all on updated and hopefully have some more information at the next meeting.
Okay.
Job openings, I want to let y'all know we had in the budget there was funding for a finance manager for this office. I have not advertised, but I've been starting advertising that position. I believe Rodney is wanting to advertise 2 or 3 equipment operator positions. Because he's been 2 short, and now with John Wiggins retiring, he's 3 short. So just letting y'all know this is all in the budget. So just letting y'all know that this is coming.
Yeah.
Now the tax assessor's office has that.
The ad has been.
That is running.
Yeah,
so.
that's running now.
Right.
And did we post pay and all that in the ads? Starting pay?
Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, but that's one of the first questions you get asked when you.
And I would like to be able to post it for the equipment operators because they're kind of slow to come.
Yeah, some of them already been called now. I didn't even know about the ad, but evidently the word probably got around from some of the employees up there.
You said the ad hadn't been in the paper yet, has it?
No, not for that.
They've been called. I mean, I'm saying some guys up there probably been talking that work for the county.
So the people call and won't ask about the job.
You're asking about the job. Yeah.
So what would you put, 14? What would you, more? Oh, I thought you said you want to put a price in
I
there.
would like to, but, we have to come up with something
Mhm.
between Rodney and Steve.
So
I
it's probably
guess.
gonna be more than 14, I know, yeah, to get some out of there. Okay.
All right. I believe everybody's aware we're getting some complaints about in several areas around the county where there's a company coming around and applying liquid poultry waste on some farmland. Just to update the whole board, yesterday, myself, Chairman Barron, and Commissioner Mixon met with Magistrate Judge Rooney Bowen and Sheriff Craig Peavy just to discuss what kind of options we may have. And in that conversation, in that conversation, Craig Peavy, Chair Peavy, said he had a fairly good relationship with the commissioner of the Department of Agriculture. So he put in a call to him to get their side of it. Had hoped to maybe have a representative here at the meeting today. Was unable to get a representative here today, but then Chair Peavy called me last night to say that the Department of Agriculture Commissioner did agree to have a conference call with me and Sheriff Peavy and Judge Bowen sometime this afternoon. So once that's over with, I'll keep y'all updated on the process, on where we at on that. So.
And that's about all we have on that.
Yes, other than the executive session, I'd like to have for personnel in a potential litigation matter.
I make a motion, we go into executive session.
That's second.
There has been motion and second. All in favor by the show of hand. That is unanimous. We are now headed into the executive section.
This conference will now be recorded.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of executive session as read in executive session.
That's second.
Okay, have the motion and second. All in favor by the show of hand. Okay, that motion carried.
Okay, the only
Checking account.
other item I have is number 15 is we have always had set up a new checking account. Each year we get new LMIG money. So we're soon should be receiving our LMIG money from DOT for 2023. So I'd like permission to open up a checking account at South Georgia Bank for LMIG 2023 with the same stipulations of all our other checking accounts. It requires 2 signatures, and the 4 people that are authorized to sign checks are the chairman, the vice chairman, the administrator, and the clerk.
Okay, we need a motion on the floor.
I so move, Mr. Chairman, open up that checking account.
That's second.
There's been motion and second. Do we have any other discussion on the floor? Vote on it. If not, all in favor by the show of hand, and that motion carries. Okay,
Mr. Chairman, that's all the business I have.
all right, Tony.
Is that it? Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we adjourn.
Second.
So who's checking the